Lord, we pray in your holy name. Grant to us all a humble mind.
My name is EMMANUEL YANGA, and I'm a South Sudanese, a proud student of the Rochas Foundation College of Africa. We have been seeing and know that Africa is a place referred to as the dark world, referred to a place where nothing good can come from. But the truth is inside our hearts. We know truly what this continent stands for. For years, there has been darkness in our minds due to ignorance. No education. We have been fools. We have been told things that are not true about us, and we accept it. But God has sent His dream and His unity in Africa in the heart of a humble man, a man born in a very great country, Nigeria. He set his dream and put into this man to ensure that one day the world will truly know what Africa is. And today, an evidence is the Rochas Foundation, not only in Nigeria, but now in Africa. A dream place where all African children are come just for the unity of Africa. When I was small and I lost my parents, all my dreams are buried under the ground. They were nowhere to be seen. I have nothing to do. People discourage me and say I cannot do anything. And I lost that hope. I say, okay, I'm done with life. Till the very day when I had the great news that I'm coming to Nigeria as a student of the Rochas Foundation. And since that day, there was light in my heart. I started seeing how greatness is coming in my way. And immediately I stepped into this country, entering the Rochas Foundation. My dreams begin to fall into place. I begin to see the real me, not what people told me before, who I am. But through the Rochas Foundation, I've discovered that I am a great man, and Africa is in need of me. And all this is just because this man has humbled himself to the call of God to help humanity. He can decide not to do all this, but he humbled himself to ensure that whatever God has asked him to do, he's doing it to help humanity. And today, we are so grateful. You can see all of us here, dreaming and seeing to be great leaders of Africa, promoting peace, unity, brotherhood, despite of our cultures, our traditions, our religion and everything, but looking forward into what we can offer to our society. This is a great dream that we all see today, just like a play. But in the next 5-10 years, we will see that something different is happening in Africa. And believe me, as my father always encouraged us and tell us that we are not African because we are born in this place, but we are African because this Africa is inside of us. And we will move with the Africa inside of us wherever we go, wherever we live, to build this continent. Despite what has happened in the past, what matters is the future, because the past is just a reference, but our hope is the future. I thank you all for supporting my father, for being with him in everything that he do. Your support is always there for him, to encourage him, to tell him that his dream is not a waste. Because if no one is following you and no one is talking about anything you have, then there is a problem. But if people criticize you and even appreciate you, mean what you are doing is having a great impact in the society. And I know this all by your doing, that every morning he'll wake up and tell himself, my dream is come to pass. And truly, I promise all of you that we will never disappoint you, we'll never disappoint him, we'll never disappoint Africa. This dream is in our heart, and we will live to save Africa. God bless us.
Today is a very special day, not just because we have the students with us here in Abuja, but it's also special for the reason for which they are here. Right now we have 10 children from South Sudan, one from Ethiopia, one from Tanzania, and one from Malawi. And they're here because they have excelled themselves in education in the school. South Sudan has remained the top country, top 3 countries education-wise at Rochas Foundation College of Africa. And for this reason, their First Lady, in her most gracious self, has decided to take the children, all of them, including the top 3 that I have mentioned from the other African countries, to South Sudan, to Juba, on a 1-week holiday to spend time with her. This is going to be an exchange of cultures, it's going to be an educational experience, and it is one that we at Rochas Foundation College of Africa are most proud of. The Rochas Foundation started, like they said, with a dream of a man. The dream was to cater for every child. The dream never changed. It was to cater for every single child in Africa. It started with 1 school in Owerri, which today has become 13 schools. It started with 1 child, and today we have trained over 30,000 children. The whole goal in 2050 is to take 1 million children off the street in Africa as a whole. Today at Rochas Foundation College of Africa, in 2017 we started with 49 students, and today we have over 150 children at the school with 21 African countries represented. I don't know how many of us actually paid attention when the children were singing the national anthem of South Sudan. That was a moment of joy, a moment of blessing. Seeing Amal from Ethiopia singing the anthem of South Sudan with so much pride and so much humility. That is what we do at Rochas Foundation College of Africa. We instill the brotherhood and sisterhood of Africa. So to them, they're all Africans. There's no anthem they cannot sing. There's no president in Africa they do not respect. And there's no African proverb they cannot recite. Because they are proud of Africa. They're not just proud. I mean, they sang the Nigerian national anthem, and I believe there's no Nigerian in their midst. That tells you that we are one Africa, and the problems and successes of Africa are one. Your Excellency, we present these children to you today as a product of your love, as a product of hard work that you have instilled in them. Their averages are nothing less than 90 over 100. Some of them as far up as 98 over 100. And they've done well, they've excelled themselves, they've distinguished themselves amongst others. By next week, we'll have all the children of Africa in our schools here in Abuja. And the question we ask is Abuja ready for us? Yeah. Because we are going to have a beautiful merge of cultures, a beautiful merge of languages, and every day they inspire me. Seeing all of them today, seeing Tambala Edison send a video to his mother, who is all the way in Malawi, to tell her that her son is traveling to Juba. She cried at the news of this, and she was most excited. And all of this, we give glory to God. And we also thank you, Your Excellency, for being a tool that God has used to wipe away the shame and everything negative that Africa has attached to these children. Today, they don't find themselves as less privileged. Please do not call them less privileged. Please do not call them orphans. They have fathers, they have mothers, and they have sisters and siblings who care for them every day of the week.
I got involved with Rochas Foundation in 2017. I was just a few months here in Abuja, and when we got a letter of the offer of the scholarship, I took that opportunity and coordinate with my capital Juba to ensure that we can actually take advantage of this important institution of learning. And since then, we've built up a very good relation between myself, the foundation, as well as the senator. When he was the governor, I used to also go to Owerri to see him and then exchange with him views in terms of what benefit that we can actually reap from the Rochas Foundation. And since then, it has been going from strength to strength. And thanks to him and thanks to UC and the rest of the staff in the Rochas Foundation as well as in the college. I visited the college some time back before COVID-19, and I had an interaction with the kids in the college. I was so impressed when I went there. The level of the ability and the skills of eloquently expressing themselves was very impressive. And I remember also in 2019, when we were celebrating the African Day here, I proposed to my colleague, the ambassadors, the African ambassadors, and we agreed that we need to bring at least 2 kids from the college. One should be a girl and one should be a boy. And Emmanuel happened to be representing, because at that time he was the head boy. And then there was a girl, I think, from Sierra Leone. And the two, when they gave the presentation, telling us about their stories, literally it turns everybody very, all of us became emotional about the experience they went through, losing their parents and the struggle with life, basically, until they were given this opportunity by the Rochas Foundation. And I think we need to thank Senator, the president of the foundation, for giving the African children this opportunity. I think all of us need to support the foundation in terms of advocacy to ensure that this foundation can also be supported, to ensure that children can actually benefit. And may not be in Nigeria. I actually had a discussion with Senator at some point and said that, why don't we try to mobilize resources from the goodwill wishes to ensure that we can actually establish, the schools in various regions in the continent. We have got about 5 regions in the continent. Why not doing it? So that you can actually reduce in terms of proximity, also traveling from all the way from different part of Africa to Nigeria and then to Owerri. Why not, if you happen to have it closer to home, perhaps you can actually maximize in terms of the benefit. So these are some of the things that one has shared with them, and for them to perhaps to think about it. Of course, what will determine is the resources, but we can also mobilize, the leadership in the continent to see into it that they actually back, this kind of program, and other, Samaritans who will be willing to come on board to ensure that we give the underprivileged children in Africa the opportunity.
Let me just say to you, Your Excellency, that we enjoy your partnership, and we want to commend the great country of South Sudan for having confidence in us and entrusting their children in our hands. I'm sure when they get home, it will be a huge surprise to the President and the First Lady what the children have turned out to be. Every of this child here, ladies and gentlemen, is a story. The young man who spoke to you, a YANGA, like he said, he lost his mother at a very young age. And shortly after that, the burden of home did not allow his father to stay at home, and the father equally disappeared. So he found himself with his younger woman in an orphanage. But today he's no longer in an orphanage. He's the proud son of Rochas. Every child you see here is a story. But that story has proven that your background has no capacity to put your back on the ground. These children will be great.